First of all is introduction. The cafe we choose for this case study is Cafe Ghouk. It's located at Vimont in UUM and it's established in 2006. The cafe became a food serving business in UUM community. The type of hospitality service for the cafe offer is food and beverage service and it sells local hot meals and beverage. It also provides dine-in and take-away service. The importance of legal risk management is to ensure that compliance with food safety and hygiene regulation. It also protects customer and employee and also reduce legal liabilities and financial penalties. Legal risk management can maintain business reputation and operational sustainability.
Now I will explain about the legal risk. First is product liability. Risk of food contamination due to improper storage, poor kitchen, hygiene, cross-contamination and environmental hazard. The customer of Kenyangde may suffer food poisoning or illness from the unsafe food. For the consequences include the lawsuit, compensation claim, and damage to the restaurant reputation, especially through their social media. Next is theft and negligence, risk of customer injuries caused by unsafe premise such as slippery floor, hot food spill, broken furniture, poor lighting, or crowded walkway. For the self-service operation, will increase likelihood of accident involving food tray and hot dishes. For the consequences include the legal claim, medical compensation costs, legal fees, higher insurance premium, and reputational damage.
So, for the third point of the 5 legal risks is consumer protection. Kenyangde need to maintain the transparency regarding the price, quality and quantity to retain the trust of a budget-sensitive student demographic. Firstly is about the key pricing transparency, where if they have the failure to display a clear or visible price, a hidden fees or also discrepancy between menu price and final charge. Next is about the deceptive advertising, where the expectation of the menu is different from the reality of the food. Also, they fails to claim about the portion size or the ingredient if the photo in the menu show different ingredient, but the actual food not have what they show. Consequences is actually about the student dynamic, where a tight-knit campus community, one negative experience spread rapidly. There will loss of patronage, where even minor dispute can lead to public complaint and permanently damaging the brand image. And last, about the trust erosion, where the student will lose trust for the Kenyangde. Fourth legal risk is about the safety and risk management, where the high volume food safety is important. About the hazard, pre-staging massive amount of rice, gravies and chicken to handle campus rush leave a very small margin for error. Also need to maintain the food temperature for not to enter the temperature danger zone, where the bacteria is active is between 5 degrees Celsius and 60 degrees Celsius. Cross contamination also can occur because of the high speed prep increase the risk of raw and cooked food coming into contact. The premise liability and crowd safety. For the hazard, Kenyangde gets land during compressed midday, where lecturer break, and also they have a very many customer for dinner, which is make it the environment there become crowded. There is also the risk of slip and fall risk, where if the spilled gravies is not mopped or cleaned, their customer will fall or slip because of the slippery floor. Last point is about the licensing and regulatory compliance. This is the halal compliance and the legal risk, where there is a strict campus prerequisite where penyanda which is make a business in UUM, they need to obtain the halal certification from JAKIM or Jabatan Agama Negeri Kedah. This is important for the UUM for any food store in UUM. There is also the illegal practice where they need to display a halal logo without active certification. They need to avoid display the halal logo without active certification, and also they cannot secretly switch to uncertified, cheaper and raw ingredient suppliers. They also cannot allow cross-contamination with non-halal ingredient. Be a severe penalties if they fail to follow this, and this violation will lead to massive government fines, criminal prosecution under the Trade Prescription Act. This point is about the staffing, typhoid shot, and also the health audit, where their staff need to get the typhoid vaccination. It is important for the F&B workers. So risk about the logistic nightmare, where Kenyangda relies on the part-time student or temporary staff to handle peak rushes hours. So they need to track who is vaccinated, and train become a major administrative challenge. There is the non-vaccinated staff, they will get compound and instant fines with a heavy compound that accumulate per infraction.
Assalamualaikum and good evening everyone. Now I will explain the legal analysis for risk identified in Kenyangder UUM. Firstly, for product liability, the relevant laws are Food Act 1983, Food Hygiene Regulation 2009, and Consumer Protection Act 1999. Although Kenyangder is a student welfare program, it distributes food directly to students. Therefore, the organizer have a responsibility to ensure that the food provided is safe for consumption. This risk may occur if donated food is contaminated, expired, or improperly handled, which could lead to food poisoning or allergic reaction. In such a situation, liability may fall on food suppliers, donors, volunteers, or the organizing committee, depending on who was responsible for the negligence. The legal consequence may include compensation claims, investigation by health authorities, and reputational damage to program. Secondly, theft and negligence is another important legal risk. Under Malaysian common law, Kenyangder owes a duty of care to students who participate in food distribution activities. This means that organizer must take a responsible step to ensure that the distribution area is safe. For example, students may slip, fall, or be injured due to overcrowding during food collection, and if the organizer fails to provide adequate supervision or safety measure, they may be considered negligent. As a result, organization may face injury claim, compensation payment, and legal liability. In addition, other legal risks include consumer protection, safety, and risk management, as well as licensing and regulatory compliance. These risks involve providing accurate food information, ensuring safe program operation, and complying with food safety regulation and university requirement. So, in conclusion, even though Kenyang De operate as non-profit welfare initiative, it still has legal responsibility towards students. Therefore, proper compliance, safety procedure, and food handling practice are essential to minimize legal risk and ensure that the sustainability of the program. So, thank you.
Now, let's move to mitigation plan. So for restaurant Kenyang De, was practice strict hygiene and cleanliness SOPs throughout its operations. All these ingredients are supplied fresh every day and are halal certified. So this measure helps that the food served is safe and high quality, while also keeping customers satisfied and complying with Malaysian food safety regulations. Next, Restaurant Kenyang De also provide 2 or 3 weeks of training for all new employees before they start work. So the training focuses on teamwork, standard operating procedure, and workplace safety. So employees are also taught how to use kitchen equipment properly and safely. These trainings help reduce the risk of accidents and improve work efficiency and also ensure smooth restaurant operations. Next point is public liability insurance protection. So for restaurant Kenyang De also has a public liability insurance with a coverage value of 500,000 ringgit. So this insurance protects the restaurant against claims from customers and other third parties. It can cover compensation, payments and legal expenses if an accident occurs on the restaurant premises. So as a result, the insurance helps reduce financial risk and protects the restaurant financial stability. Finally, Restaurant Kenyang De also ensure that all eligible employees are registered with SOSO or Perkeso. So this provides protection for employees in the event of workplace accidents or injured. So employees are also entitled to compensations and other benefits for work-related incidents. So in addition, this practice helps the restaurant comply with legal requirement and reduce risk of employment dispute.
For the conclusion, there are 5 key legal risks faced by Kenyang De Cafe, which include product liability, negligence, consumer protection, safety and risk management, and also regulatory compliance. These risks clearly show that strict compliance with legal requirements is very important to ensure customer safety and smooth business operations. So, if these risks are not properly managed, it can lead to serious consequences such as food poisoning, customer injuries, legal claims, financial losses, and also damage to the cafe reputation. To reduce this kind of risk, Kenyang De Cafe has implemented several mitigation strategies, such as following strict standard operating procedure, providing staff training, having public liability insurance, and also ensuring employee protection. Overall, effective legal risk management is essential to maintain customer trust, ensure legal compliance, and support the long-term sustainability of the business.